Hello and welcome back to the path to Blighttown and probably a rage-induced heart attack because grrr. However, I'm in a much better mood today because I remembered System Shock 2 exists and it was quite an emotional roller coaster because I dug out my old CD copy, found another CD in there. Though I tried installing System Shock 2, and what happens? It doesn't work, because it is ancient as fuck and does not run on a 64-bit OS. Then I took out the other CD and I put it in, and then there was like 6 years of photos of our cats that are long since passed away. They were good cats. I miss them. Anyway, after that emotional ride, I went online and I found out I had System Shock 2 through Good Old Games. And then I figured, hey, I wonder if the mods still work for this. And then I went to systemshock.org, which is a fantastic site, and is just fucking amazing. And it didn't load. And I tried multiple links looking for different mods to see if there was maybe a direct download, and there was nothing. And then I went to the Wayback Machine, and that did not have the links to the mods, because it only recorded certain things and not the whole forum. And that was very upsetting, because holy shit, there were some great mods back in the day. And it wasn't that long ago that the site was up, and then I was very sad. But then I figured, hey, let's play the good old game version of System Shock 2 and see if it works, or look up online if they're stored anywhere else. I found out the old Through the Looking Glass forums are still up. That was a great company that made the Thief games, the System Shock games, and a couple others. But the Dark engine is just amazing, and I don't think anyone has ever really pulled off anything quite like that in terms of game mechanics and stealth stuff that I'm aware of. Because no one's, using an engine specifically built to let you know what lighting you're in. And anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. So I found out through there that you can get to Christine's mods, which are made by someone named Christine and are fucking amazing. And just, yeah. So I got those, and then I look onto the GOG version, Good Old Games version of System Shock 2. I install that, and then I start looking up, how do I get mods to work in here? And they mention System Shock 2. And then I click the link, and then it goes to systemshock.org. And the website actually is still up. And I was so fucking happy to find that out, because holy shit, that site is amazing. And anyway, I then downloaded all the shit I needed. I had all my copies of Christine's mods. Apparently, the System Shock tool, whatever it's called, that makes the game mod ready from 8 years ago, doesn't recognize the GOG version, but it still installs just fine. And the mods still install just fine. And I tested it, and both the main game and the mods just... Oh my god, I'm gonna make like a whole series. I fucking love that game. Yeah, I love it so much I got down to Blighttown and got all the way here without having even a small problem compared to last time. Which may be because I was recording when I was tired. But, yeah. Just fucking love that game, and the amount of fan attention it has, and the mods are just... Ugh. And it's not a perfect game either. The devs actually had to patch in... It's a first-person kind of RPG shooter. Takes place on a spaceship and stuff happens. The original developers actually had to put in a patch to remove weapon degradation. Excuse me. Remove weapon degradation because it was too obnoxious even for them playing the game after release. And it was too obnoxious for them to play after release. So they had to put out an official patch to remove that. And there was also an audio log explaining why weapons degraded so fast. However, that apparently got cut before the official release too, so everyone was just stuck with these weapons that would start breaking within, 20 or 30 minutes of picking them up, and then you just constantly be on the lookout for a new pistol or whatever, because, holy crap, why does every weapon keep breaking? Although it is kind of strange that the starting enemies, some of the early enemies may have a shotgun, but by the time you pick up the shotgun, it's always broken, but by the time they use it, it always fires. So if you kill them before it fires, it's broken. If you don't kill them before it fires, it's not broken enough to keep them from firing it. So, yeah, this is surprisingly much easier when you're not, you know, super tired or you have something to kind of relax a bit and take things a bit smoother. That's probably why I'm doing so much better right here than previous attempt down here. Also, these dogs spit fire. I think you might have seen that in the last video. But they can't spit fire if you murder them first. Stop biting me, you dick. Thank you. Ooh, poison bite ring. Convenient location. I'm not gonna lie. Where am I going down here? It's always fun to explore what areas you can and cannot climb, jump around on, whatever, in these kinds of areas of Dark Souls. Always disappointing by the number of areas that are just out of bounds, and it turns out there's not actually anything there, but you know, that's par for the course in virtually any video game. Although the ones where you do find things is always a plus. Or always a beautiful surprise. Can't run. Alright, so leap! One of the jankiest things in the Soul series. Ooh. Now I get my first stabbing weapon. Not stabbing weapon, bleeding weapon. I mean, technically the mace bleeds, but you know what I mean. Where is it? There we go. 300 bleed. So if it can bleed, you hit it with that, and then it will bleed. I believe... Let me check the mace, actually. Yeah, everything with bleed has 300. However... I'm trying to remember. It was either... No, it must be... All the daggers and stuff are simply faster attack damage than, say, this giant mace, and that's why you can get bleed off a lot faster. Which is another mechanic that changes throughout the series of how bleed buildup works and its impact on the character, but it is, at least from this point on, potentially from Demon Souls, I don't remember, but one of the staple mechanics of the series. That could have ended poorly. So we know there's no bonfire down there, which begs the question, where did they put it? It could be somewhere down... God damn it. I should have bought a crossbow so I can have my shield up against these guys. I do like that you can both lock on and shoot with an arrow, and now that I say that, I remember that was a thing you could do. Both lock on and go in first person with a bow and arrow, and now that I say that, I remember that was a thing you could do all the way back in Ocarina of Time. And there's one of the... Oh, fuck. Well, the game knew I was going to make a bad joke, and then it killed me for it. As I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by Sir Isaac Newton, speaking of weapon degradation, Dark Souls 2 had a weird, I don't know if you'd call it a glitch or just an oversight, but the 60 FPS version meant that a lot of weapons would degrade twice as fast because weapon degradation was tied to the frame rate of the game. So in some games, the frame rate and the actual game cycles are separated, and in some games, certain mechanics may be tied to one or the other. Dark Souls, probably because it relies on invulnerability frames and animations, it wound up attached somehow. Or if you play really, really old DOS games from back in the day, the game was designed to run on operating systems that ran at a certain speed, versus most modern, at least games and probably a lot of programs, are designed so that they know how many cycles per second to run at, and an operating system or a computer can actually say, alright, we'll hold off until this fraction of a second has passed, or you know, we run this many cycles per second, so then cycle through everything again here. Which is why I believe one of the examples I saw was an old Star Wars TIE Fighter game, or one of the ones like that. You boot up the game on a modern PC without DOSBox or anything. It will, within, you know, a fraction of a second, fly the 2 or 3 minutes across the entire map to have you explode into a Star Destroyer or something on the other side, because the game has just run through, 10 to 100,000 cycles in a tiny bit of time, versus what it was programmed to run on, where, the computer itself is much slower. So a big advent in game development was just that, having a clock speed or whatever, or being able to run on different computer processor speeds rather than having to have the game tied to run on specific processor speed computers. I can word goodly and know what I'm talking about here. Is this a safe place to jump down? I'm going to go out on a limb and say no. In fact, I'm going to go out on a limb and say I'm supposed to come from that way normally, because that's normally the way, I'd say, quote-unquote, intended route. Oh, never mind, there's a ladder. Right before I'm across the bridge, right? I'm not lost, you're lost. Good, I'm not lost. Normally you come down through the sewers to get to Blight Town, and this mod has, well, on your first quote, proper intended playthrough, you come down through the sewers to get to Blight Town. In this mod, and anyone who knows about the Thief Key as a starting gift, or anyone who's played it before, or looked up walkthrough, whatever, come down through the other way, although I do believe I need to come up from the other side to do anything over here. Shit. Oh, down to the swamp we go. I have that iron ring on, right? The stupidly pain-in-the-ass hidden bullshit iron ring that I finally have, and I'm not still salty about. At least the poison bite ring isn't something that's critical to the game, and is, in a poison area before you get to the poison, unlike the friggin'... Well, now I'm wondering, which one is more bullshit? Having to figure out the crow thing to get back to the starting area, or having to go into the depths of Sen's Fortress, check a corpse twice, guarded by a demon. Although, I don't think my editing was very clear, I cut out a bunch of it, but apparently a lot of those things won't actually attack you in Sen's Fortress in this mod, unless you hit them first. That was how I was able to walk up behind the one guy and then pick up the, ooh. A lot of poison. Pick up the old iron ring, just no special magics or anything, just walk up behind the demon and hit that ring. I wonder if they moved the bonfire out into the swamp or over behind wherever. One of the things I like about this original game is that armor does actually kind of matter, at least on your first run through, in terms of resisting various resistance or getting through certain areas of the game. You can stack up a bunch of, for example here, switching to a poison resist armor and get a lot of it going, versus Dark Souls 3 is Fashion Souls, where the armor doesn't matter, it's all just fashion. Maybe a couple light exceptions, but not really, and I don't recall in 2, but I know in 3 they removed armor upgrading, although I guess in this one it's also still just kind of an obnoxious alternative thing to throw your souls at rather than truly super meaningful, especially compared to how much weapons do. So now the question is, do we go through Blight Town, do we go to Quelaag, or do we hit off that side area right here, and can we go up into the sewers here? Oh, there's the frickin' bonfire. Well, I'm glad I looked here rather than looking near Queequeg. Pump up my intelligence enough to buy stuff from Logan when I get back there. Although resting there probably wasn't the smartest idea, because now I gotta get back out of here. Why are you down here? I'm not used to seeing those guys up close. Normally they're in such obnoxious places here, you just snipe them with a bow and arrow and hope you don't get toxic in the meantime. And for anyone who has not played, toxic is like poison, only stronger and much worse and much more obnoxious. And you can inflict it with dung pies. Bite me, jerk. Where a purple moss clump will heal poison, a blooming purple moss clump, which is this, purple with a little white thing on it, flowers or something, is needed to cure toxic. However, it's also way rarer, and if you can find one of the few NPCs that sell it, it's also way more expensive, especially early in the game. Speaking of... Wow, he's not even attacking me. This is normally how we deal with these guys. On second thought, we're just gonna charge him, because normally you can't hit for shit. Oh, you see one hit and that black meter is almost full. That is the toxic meter. And your toxic resistance in this is based off your poison resistance, so it's some percentage of your poison resistance is also your toxic resistance. I'm trying to talk here. Back down, you fiends. I missed my spear build from the first time I played this. It wasn't particularly fast or effective, but you could certainly tank a lot more than is happening here. Is there going to be junk hidden under here that I need to find? That feels like the way this game is going. Yeah, there is. Alright, let the poison drain, drop down. Nice! Janky hitboxes for the win. It was also one of the things you farmed early on. Green Titanite upgrades magic items, so if you're any kind of mage build, you have a lot of int, and so you also want to buff up, or you can also get your weapons to scale off of intelligence as well. And so this is the most bullshit secret in the whole series, which is both kind of funny and kind of obnoxious. So there's a dude with an item here, right? Wall's kind of funny. Oh, we broke it down. We got a secret. There's a chest here. Neat. I didn't see if that was a mimic first. That could have ended poorly. We got a chest here. Hey, guess what? Another hidden wall. I don't remember you being here in the main game. I could be wrong, though. That is a basilisk. They put curse on you. I'll go into that in a minute, but fuck them. And so you have to go through 2 hidden walls to get here. For some reason in my memory I thought it was 3, but no. And so after you get through 2 hidden walls in the dank corner of the stupid swamp, oh god, that's not fair, that's not fair, that's not fair. No, 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 no. That is bullshit and you know it, game. I have very low curse resistance. This is a problem. This is a huge problem. I cannot get through here like that. I'm gonna get fucked so bad here. Pardon my French. So yeah, after all that, oh my god, you are kidding me. You are not normally here. Please tell me I have the clumps for this, because otherwise I got a homeward bone out. I'm gonna die in my inventory, hold on. I do not. Oh, and I almost roll off. But yeah, anyway, after all that, you need to climb down this giant tree shaft, and I'm gonna homeward bone now, because I am going to die of toxic before I can heal anything. Like Estus flasks are not gonna solve this. So then you have to go down all that way and get to the bottom without falling to your death, as well as a bunch of secrets hidden in jumping puzzles, because fuck you, player. And then after that, there's another long open stretch with a Hydra, and then after that, you can finally get to a secret Dragon Covenant, which has one of the coolest and most worthless rewards in the entire game. That reward being you can turn your upper half into the torso at the cost of losing, I think it's the first thing turns your head, which means you no longer get your helmet. And the second thing, you take off your whole upper torso of armor, which is usually the highest armor value. And in turn, you can, breathe a tiny little shitty fire on enemies. Then again, it's better than having your egg vermifuge head. Because there you just have a weird worm thing that bites stuff. Oh hey, shield actually works well against you. Ah! Get back here! Get back here and let me hit you with my mace. Hey, look, lag. How did you cause toxic on me? You didn't even just... What was that? What the hell? Oh, there's another guy. That makes more sense. Excuse me? Excuse me? Oh, shit. Oh, this is fun times. The only good thing about these toxic guys is that if you kill them, they do not respawn. That is a lot of slugs just jumping at once. I don't mind dying here now. I got one. Unlock camera. As they say, the camera is truly the greatest enemy of the Souls series. I could have totally, like, dodge rolled out of that and gotten at least another 5 feet before I died of toxic and poison. Which I don't remember ever having both at once before, but then again, there's so few sources of toxic damage that it probably super unlikely to happen in the main game. Unless someone was like in multiplayer throwing a bunch of dung pies at you and had a poison-coated weapon. Reminds me, I should see if I have any lightning resin or any available. Lightning is probably the strongest thing on Run Through 1, not just in terms of the, ow. Actually, in general, now that I think about it. If you have a plain weapon upgraded a lot, it can scale off of strength or dexterity, or both. And then you can also infuse it on top of that. That wasn't here before. Is that a mimic? That's not a mimic. Nope. Not what I meant, not what I meant. Dodge. Yeah, this is why I'm going to make a series on System Shock instead. You guys suck. You're getting it up on me when I'm trying to look in a chest. Also, we are playing in offline mode because I don't deal with invasions and stuff, and that's why you haven't seen, you know, fine chests spammed everywhere. Although I may turn that off after, or turn it on after Ornstein and Small, just because, you know, the tradition of appreciating fine chests ahead. And if you don't get that reference, either be glad or I'm sorry. I'm not sure which. Oh. I was blocking. You can't hit me while I'm blocking. Nope, that was meant to be a jump attack. That's a jump attack. Why are you everywhere? Change the camera, grab, ooh, large Titanite. Regular Titanite, Titanite shards get you your level 1 through 3 weapons. Something like that. Then large Titanite I think gets you 5 through 10. And then, well, for regular upgrades, large will get you 5 through 10. For different other magic, fire, whatever upgrades, it's a different type of Titanite shard chunk. Large green Titanite shards get you from 5 to 10 for most other things. And then you'll have specific colored chunks for 11 to 14, and then if you want to get the big cap on an item, you have to use a Titanite slab, which is incredibly rare and makes it a pain in the ass to try and get achievements for having one of every item, maximum upgrade on items. You know, it's white for holy. I think you need another white one for divine, or occult. One for divine, one for occult, which is obnoxious. Red, you need one for fire and one for chaos, where fire scales off your stats. Chaos is more for your first game run, and it scales off of nothing, I believe. Same with the divine and occult. Divine scales off of faith, occult not so much. Also, some things like skeletons are weak to divine, and a few select bosses are weak to occult, but the upgrade, the damage bonus you get from them being weak is worthless compared to the damage bonus you would get if you just upgraded it for your stats, which is kind of one of those weird flavor things in the game where flavor kind of makes some sense. No, you don't. Fuck. He got away. Anyway, where the flavor is there in the weapons, but it also just doesn't really match up enough in the gameplay to mean much. I believe there's some secret tunnels around here. I said I believe there's some alright. Yep, I'm waiting. That one... This is why this area is such a pain in the ass. The amount of jumping and falling puzzles is... And it's like, which routes can I land and walk on? Which routes are not walkable and will just let you fall to your death? And then how close can you get to the edge without falling? And also, which way do I fall onto this route, for example? Because if you get too close to one edge, you might get, basically flung off to your death when you thought you were just gently walking over an edge. Oh, there's another one. Damn it. I gotta put the hawk ring on if I want those. Those are crystal lizards. They drop Titanite once, and then they never spawn again. But if you miss them, they will respawn in this one. If they jump off a cliff, I believe when you reload, their body will be there, so you can grab their stuff. God damn it. Oh, hey. That is nice. There was no bonfire in this area in the main game. You just have to run all the way down through a whole lot of bullshit. Just to get to here, just to fall to your death again. In Demon Souls, if a crystal lizard ran off a cliff, you were just shit out of luck. Or if you died while its body was there, or a lot of other things. It was just more than a little infuriating and a pain in the ass. And there was weird mechanics tied to their spawn rate, and just a lot of things refined over the series to be less brokenly bad or brokenly difficult, as opposed to, challenge difficult. Right, speaking of... Yeah, so you think you're walking off and then you just fall to your death. Because fuck you, world. Also weird choice of spawn locale, but okay. Which way did I go to get... Ooh. That is bullshit. That is bullshit, and you know it, game. How am I supposed to get that? How? Oh, and there's that guy again. So the danger of the basilisks is that while they are weak, the gas they spit causes curse buildup. If the curse buildup goes complete, it'll be a little skull icon. Then you die instantly. Not only do you die instantly, you become cursed, which, on the one hand, lets you fight the ghosts that would normally be in Anor Londo, where I went I think the first episode of the series. But cuts your health in half, is very hard to cure, costs a fuck ton, and is late game, mid to late game item to cure it, if you can, even access that at that point. I mention that because the PC version has hackers, and what can hackers do? They can give a weapon a whole ton of curse damage so that it kills you in 2 shots, no matter what. And then you are cursed way early into the game before you can even access any of the cures. So, thanks for that, FromSoft. You couldn't put in even the most basic checks to figure out if a weapon has damage it should even be allowed to have by a player. I am not buying Elden Ring. until they get a lot of patches out, because it looks like there's still hackers and still other exploitative bullshit in multiplayer. Like, I think one where if someone invades your world and leaves, you get some kind of bonus for it. And so people figured out, oh, I can glitch into this spot or go hide in disguise over here, and people will just get tired after 5 or 10 minutes, give up and go home, and so I'll just AFK with my character there and wind up with a ton of, you know, whatever the soul equivalent is of that game. Yep. Yeah, trying to figure out how far you're going to fall when you walk off a ledge is also kind of a shitty mechanic in this. Like, don't do this, developers. Don't put jumping puzzles in a game that does not have any real jumping stuff. Because sometimes you slide off and you fall almost straight down. Sometimes you slide or try and roll and you go really, really goddamn far. Also, camera in the wall. Whee! So, you get down here, you think you are done. Oh, hello, you aren't here normally. Who the fuck are you? Oof. Normally, there are not mostly naked men in Red Hoods down here, but okay, game. I guess this is why we got the whip. I would Ooh, there's two of them. I would pause and put it on, but as you can see, I kind of have a problem right now. Let me backstab. Okay, that's why they put a bonfire in. This is why there is bonfire. Run away, try and glitch the enemy. Can I make you fall down a hole? Come at me down a hole, bro. Okay. A, we're gonna bring the whip, because you do the math. B, you normally get down there, find more basilisks, and also if you notice the giant holes in the ground, you have further to go. Ooh, raw knife. Raw is a weird upgrade because it removes all scaling from the weapon. However, it massively boosts the damage, so it's great for if you need physical damage and aren't a strength or dex build, or more importantly, I just fell to my death. On new game, if you don't have high stats or anything, you can just get a really high raw weapon. Very low stat scaling, very high base damage. See, how am I standing on this? This is what I'm talking about with weird, shitty mechanics. Ooh, Twinkling Titanite. I use that for special upgrades, or hardier, fancier item upgrades. You know, I don't care if I fat roll, I'm gonna put on my heavy... Yeah, that's fat rolling right there. That is the epitome of the fat roll. I'm also moving slower. This is a bad idea. But depending on your encumbrance, you might wind up rolling like that. Or, worse, not rolling at all. Hey, it worked out there for us. I think I may actually be taking more fall damage too because I'm in such heavy armor. Game. Yeah, I can see him down there. Where do you want me to go? Whoa, that could have ended badly. Derp. And derp. Yeah. Where you at, bro? I'm not doing anything but staying locked down with the camera. Oop, oh, oh shit, oh shit. That would have... Are you kidding me? Alright, we're gonna go hard mode now. I'm gonna shut up and go kill them. I'm just... Enough is enough. There we go. And your partner's stuck out there. Worth it. Alright, I hit him with a whip. I'm moving on. Boys, you already got my whip. I don't have any... Oh, shit. Oh, double shit. Oh, triple shit. Run, run, run. Nope, nope. Okay, we're fine. You... Why? I bet you're immune to curse damage too, aren't you? Oh my god, get off of here. I'm at one down. I can backstab him, he'll go flying off. If. And of course I sent him just down the path rather than flying off. That's lovely. I don't know where his friend is, though. You get off! There we go. You're kidding me. Oh my god. You're at least somewhere I can just cheese snipe you. Yes, yes you are. This is going to end poorly. But... I used to be an adventurer like you till I took an arrow to the D. Also, he should be worth way more than 500 souls. That is too much crap to put up with for 500 souls. Where's your friend? I can take him one-on-one. I probably can't take him one-on-one, but I'm gonna take him one-on-one. A long way up, so when you think you're finally done with the stupid jumping puzzles, here's several more basilisks, several more holes, and a lot more ways to die horribly on the way down. There are some things that are hard, and then there's some things that are bullshit, and unfortunately Dark Souls is a mixture of both. Which, I mean, I guess all... I'd say great games, but all well-renowned games have some of that. Oh, that was a mistake. That was my last flask. I believe daggers do extra backstab damage. Yeah, there we go. Bleed. Oh, you drop an item. Mask of the Sealer. That's nice. Yeah, you fall down the wrong one of these, you not only fall to the next level, you fall all the way down and die. Versus here, we stuck an item in one. So now you have to look down every hole and risk, you know, getting knocked in or moving one step too close, or God forbid if you have controller drift. What is that? I heard that game. What was that? I know on one of these mushrooms there was an item, but I don't know if it was in range or not, and I'm really tempted to ignore them all at this point. Okay, can I walk on this one? Oh! Oh no. It's a basilisk. Never mind. We're just gonna run. We're gonna... You know, maybe we won't find a bonfire, because bonfire means we need to climb that much further up, versus if I can just homeward bone. I'm pretty sure you can also jump mushrooms to take a quicker route down, but I'm gonna take the slow route. I don't want to die anymore. Doop 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 doop. Alright, some of those are... Are you kidding me? There's more of you? At least you only have an... Ow! Pair of horrible axes. Get off my mushroom, bro. You ain't Mario. Oh! Oh, I should turn around and leave. I think I'm gonna call this episode there.